What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 43 of Brewing Through the Multiverse. I'm Mike,
And I'm Joel.
and we're a Magic the Gathering podcast.
We are.
Uh, I don't have a beer can today. I'm drinking just some spiked fucking pink lemonade. I think is
Are
what
you actually drinking?
it. Don't ask like that. This is
I
a
should have
job,
known.
and I take it seriously.
I should have known. Oh shit.
It's gonna help me get through this. That's for sure.
Word. Hair of the dog, they say.
Yeah, just a little. It's just a little splash. Yeah. Last night was fun. We had a good time. Some Halloween shenanigans. But
Yeah. Only
for
talked
today,
about magic for a little bit, unfortunately, but we did get some
th-
conversation in.
that's the funniest thing is like now when we're together and we start talking about magic, that isn't like just like planning, playing, and what we played. Like it feels like we're like cheating a little bit, you know? It's like, oh, we can't fucking. Well, like we got to edge ourselves. It's like
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
mention a topic, but we're not getting into it because it's got to wait for later, you know?
There's things that I intentionally didn't bring up because I wanted to talk about it on the cast.
Damn, that's some fucking devotion.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah. Well, all right. Before we get into it, how was your week? How'd everything go? How you doing?
Doing well. Doing well. I've almost finished the massive commander update project where all of my previously made decks are done, and then through the process of sorting my collection and starting to parse down like, okay, what I'm going to sell, what I'm going to keep, whatever, I've just discovered that I have a lot of cards that can make like random decks, and I think you're going to really enjoy them because I've officially out of like staples. Like I don't have staples. I don't even have shocklands and fetch lands left over anymore. So these last couple
Wow.
decks that I'm kind of squeezing together are legitimately just like the like scraps of precons from over the years that are like hanging out and like just cool uncommons from like recent sets and stuff. So I am trying to put together a couple more random decks with like the chaff I have and see what life without toxic deluge is like. Or like, how do you play a deck without smothering tithe? We'll see. I'm gonna find out.
You're gonna be very happy to find out it operates pretty much the same.
No.
It's that's exciting. Is there any cards that you came across while you're putting it together and when you didn't have the smothering tide? Was there any cards you came across that was like, wow, this might be a new staple for me, even though it's not a staple? Is there anything that like really stood out while you were loading up these decks?
Um, not like it's not that a card in particular stood out. More so, just like cartographer hawk type effects where it's like, or keeper of the accord, like hey, go into your library and if somebody has more planes than you, go grab yourself a planes and put that out. So like effects that normally like I kind of skip over because you can, or like card draw effects, because I know it's obviously not smothering tide is more like ramping, but like cut a deal where like you draw a card, then everyone draws a card, and then you draw a card for how many people drew a card.
Yeah. Hmm.
Is that's what cut a deal is, right?
I believe so, yeah.
The opposite of siphon mines, I guess.
Cut a
But
deal.
yeah,
Yeah, that's like that card I played in Clark where it was I draw a card and then everyone can draw a card. And if anybody draws a card, it randomly deals 5 damage to an opponent. And I copied that 3 times and suddenly
yeah, gross.
15, yeah, like 45 damage went around the board and poor Joey took it like most of it.
Yeah, like
Uh,
85 to 90% of it.
yeah, so that's it. You just got to copy, cut a deal. There you go.
Yeah, draw some cards. Yeah, so no,
That's cool.
it's been cool. Yourself,
Nice,
how was
man.
your week?
Uh, my week was good. I had got an order for 5 knives, so I've been working on knives. I have not really looked into Magic. I've played just a little arena. These fucking knives. Okay, so the way it worked was on Friday or that Thursday, I finished making my last knife I needed. I brought it into work to sell to the guy who bought it. And while I had it there, I had a guy place an order for 4 hunting knives, and then another guy placed an order for a hunting knife. So now I got 5 fucking knives. But the thing is, I'm trying to make my own knife. I wanted a knife that I can carry. So fuck their orders. I'm doing mine first, and then I'll get to them. But so
Thank
next
God
week
they
or
don't
two.
listen to this podcast.
Yeah. Oh god.
The
Thank God no one
crossover
listens to
isn't
this.
there.
No, not not electricians and Magic the Gathering podcasts. That does not cross. I love when I tell workers, like especially the old timers, that I play Magic or I do Magic, and all they hear is I do magic tricks and
Yep.
forever. They don't even understand. And having to try to explain this game to an old timer, not worth it. I just say, yeah, I do Magic. Yep.
Yeah, for years
That's all
I've
I got.
told people like I'm playing cards with the boys this weekend and they're like, "Oh, what are you playing?" And I'm like for a while I just kind of went with like, "Oh, poker," like I feel like that's an easy way to understand like,
Yeah,
I'm playing a game with cards with my friends. It's
yeah,
just like
yeah,
your brain understands poker.
yeah.
So there you go.
That's actually I got to start saying that instead of saying I play Magic. I just got to say we're playing cards because then they will get that shit at least.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I know we're in a little bit. If I sound different, um, my son took my microphone last night. I don't have my microphone.
Boo.
I'm using my Bluetooth earbuds. I don't know how it sounds. We'll see once this is done recording. But yeah, he's dead. So all right,
So shall we begin? Don't want to dive in here?
let's do it.
All right. So
All right.
any arena updates from you?
Okay, so I know that the red ley line was banned in
Hmm.
best of one. It's still legal in best of three, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. All right. So I play best of one. I've played so I've done some Bloomburrow drafting. That has been a blast. I forced frogs and wasn't worth it. I did rabbits and that was definitely worth it. But in terms of standard, I didn't see a difference at all. Obviously, I did not run into the red deck once, but it's still the same. So the banning didn't affect standard, at least best of one, as much
Yeah.
as you think. I mean, obviously, I'm sure a lot of people stopped running it and either just went to best of three, which is an awesome option for if a card gets banned in a format, but you can still move to the best of three instead of best of one. That's a cool way to let people still play it. But now people are going to be sideboarding against you, so get ready. Um, So that was cool, but I do not see it at all in best of one, and it's not missed. There's so many cool decks out there that I don't. I think that was one of the best bannings that has happened because it helped out the format and it didn't hurt the deck because you could still play that deck in best of three.
Yeah.
Fucking perfect. They handled that so well. Which I guess I got to say is if they can handle bannings like this so well, I think they're going to do a great job with the commander ban list. I think they're gonna really make it, whether it be no bans at all or they're gonna start banning. I think they're gonna take great care of it. So I feel
Yeah,
comfortable
no,
with that.
I'm excited too. um yeah, I got a lot of confidence after they announced like the board of people that are on the new advisory group or what have you, like the panel. And good smattering of people that whose opinions and outlooks I respect in the game. So yeah, I feel like Wizards is gonna good do. I mean, we said that from the get go when we first heard the
Yeah,
news, though. Like, I was never really worried about it. Like, yes, are they gonna do things for profit 100%? But also, like, they want people to play their game. You know what I mean? Like, they're
yeah,
not gonna fuck it up. It's
yeah,
literally their cash cow, specifically Commander. So, like,
yeah. They have a lot of money invested into this fucking game,
we'll
so they
get some
better
broken
take care
cards,
of it.
but we'll also, they're not gonna fuck up the rules or anything. So, yeah.
And I love broken cards. I love having
Oh,
fun with some
same.
broken shit. It's good.
Um, before Did you have more any arena, any standard
Yeah, let me just say, so I've been playing my Simic Mill Oculus deck. I know I had said I'd put the four say its names and that 9/9 legendary that gets called out with the say its names. I don't know what the stats are or the chances are, but as I'm milling, I can mill down to I have about 26 cards left in my deck,
Yeah.
and I only have two say its names in my fucking graveyard. I can't get that third one in my graveyard at all. I don't know. I mean, clearly there's four of them in the deck. There's 60 cards, so chances are once you get to halfway through the deck, only two of them have been shown statistically. But come on, man. Every fucking time. Every
Yeah,
fucking time. I just can't get that third one in the fucking graveyard.
just don't
So
have the
I
heart of the
don't
cards.
I know. Well, so that's what I guess is. I don't know if it's just a few bad draws. I didn't play too much this week. Was it just unfortunate, or is this going to be not worth having in my deck? Do I just take it out? Because the fact that I'm hunting for this to get a 9/9 out, and then they just go for the throat it, maybe it's not worth it. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm at with that. Maybe that comes
that
back out,
goes
and I
for
just stay on the
trying.
eye. Yeah, that's what it's all about. But anyway, so yeah, that's all I got for the arenas today. I hope you all are having fun on that standards because it's kicking.
Before we move on from Arena, any interest at all in Pioneer Masters coming out for Arena? Does that excite you in any way?
No,
I didn't think
no,
so.
but
Figured I'd
what are
ask
they?
though.
What are they doing with it?
Just like when they released, I think they did like one for Commander as well, but it was a Commander. I can't remember, but it's just like a set of just like Pioneer staples coming
Oh,
out.
like the
So
anthology.
yeah, they're just calling
Uh,
it Pioneer Masters.
well, I'm excited. I won't buy it, but that's huge. That's really good for Pioneer players. Those cards that they're missing in what's it, Explorer? That's
Yeah.
going to turn Pioneer. So this is a good movement. A little late. They can fucking do this a little quicker, but I
Yeah,
mean they're
especially
trying,
with
I
no
guess.
there's no Pioneer tournaments next year, so everyone's kind of like, "Fuck, what's happening?"
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now's the time for Magic to cash in on that baby. Good. Listen, more
So,
cards than anything are great.
so speaking of more cards to anything, actually, it's a great transition. Um, this weekend has been MagicCon Vegas, so I guess today's the last day. Um, and we've gotten a lot of news over the last few days. And one of the big things that have changed is that it was announced that in 2025, moving forward, that Universes Beyond sets are going to be standard legal. So I wanted to ask you a twofold question because I could give fuck all about standard, but I know that you play it. So twofold question. One of which is, how do you feel about the Magic IP now getting much more diluted with Universes Beyond cards? Because traditionally Universes Beyond is crept into Commander, of course, but it was kept out of Standard within this without before this change. So now you will have your Standard cards fighting against your Spider-Man. Um, but also, how do you feel about the fact that instead of 3 sets going into Standard per year, now it's going to be upwards of 6? Uh, because now it's essentially doubled with Universe Beyond being included.
Hmm. That's interesting. Okay, so the first question I was ready for. The second question, not so much. So let's address the first one first. Um, okay. I'm all for these IPs coming into standard. It's already in Commander. They're already in Modern. They're part of the game. So trying to act like they're not part of the game in just one format is a little silly. We've jumped the shark. We're in it. Let me enjoy it in all the formats that I play. I play Fortnite. I was just playing yesterday morning with the kids, and we were running around, and I had Leatherface and Ariana Grande come after me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I wasn't like, what? I fucking, I need peelies and no, it was just part of it. It was fun. They enjoyed their skins. So what was my skin? I was actually I was fucking a My Hero Academia character.
All Might
The female. No, no, no. I was the female because we were me and my kids were all female anime characters. That was
or
our theme.
Toga
We have to have a theme. Yes. No. No, no.
or Uraka.
Uraka, yeah. I
Yeah.
never actually say the name, so I don't know how it works. Uchi. So yeah, so I was my hero. I got attacked by Ariana Grande, and Leatherface came in and closed the deal. It was good. I don't mind that in Magic the Gathering at all, as long as they take care of the IPs. Make sure that the cards are proper and doing that IP well, And the day they release a shit set just to collect money is the day I'll complain. But as long as they're treating the game like the game, fuck yeah, bring it on. For part two of it, in terms of having this many cards flooding into a format that has already been elongated to take more cards than it's ever been, it's a little fatiguing for me. When you're building a deck for standard, and I'm on here almost every week, I've got some bullshit I built. When there's that many sets, it gets harder to build because the pool is bigger. There's more options. There's more ways you can build it. And it'll be a better deck, but it's fatiguing. So for me personally, I'm a little iffy. I already accepted that we have 3 years rotation instead of the 2 years, but now you're also putting more on my plate. I don't know. I might be a little full on it. But also, I mean, listen, if there's too many cards, I just won't play them all. And everyone else gets to have fun with it. It's not going to hurt me. I guess that's what it's not going to hurt me, but it's fatiguing. So positive
Do
and
you think
neutral.
do you think that if they went back, and I think this would be hilarious if they did it, if they went back to a quicker rotation to counteract the flood of cards into standard, which like obviously would immediately be called out as another way just like to get more money because rotation happens quicker. But do you think that would help like legitimately?
No, no. I think at this point, that 1 year isn't going to change it too. I think you're going to upset a lot more people than you're going to make happy.
I
So
see.
just yeah, just leave it in there. Standard's going to be a big beefy format. It is what it is. And honestly, if anything, the fact that more sets are coming in a year means there's going to be more fresh facelifts to your decks. So yes, there's more cards, and it could be a little tedious, but you're going to have six instead of four chances to update your decks, have a new top deck come in,
Break the
shake up
meta.
the
Yeah.
formats. Yeah. So honestly, yeah, that's probably fine. They don't have to go down to a 2 year, and everything should be okay. Just make sure the
Word.
cards are good, I guess is it. And also, you got to watch out with power creep now. You're telling me that 12 sets are entering every, oh my God, no, more than that. Like 18 sets are entering every rotation, and none of them are going to be, a way more powerful set. Like, there's going to be some sets that are out of control or, primarily premiered in the format. So they just have to be careful of the power creep. That's it.
My questions, that's a great point that you had brought up, is that, I know that they say they work 2 years in advance on these sets. Um, I wonder if that they designed Final Fantasy and Marvel with this change in mind, or if they designed them with the straight to modern Lord of the Rings mentality, and then this was an upper management decision like later on, because that could be like pushed as fuck. You know what I mean? Especially like
Yeah.
with the Marvel, with like probably how much they spent on getting the IP, to like work on it. Like they're definitely expecting a huge return on their investment. So
Damn. Yeah. Damn. That's a good point. Because they're
it's
not.
pushed.
Yeah, they're gonna have. This is a pushed set, and it's in standard, and they might not have planned for it to be in standard. Those are good points. Yikes! Oh
Yeah,
shit!
we'll see. Here, buckle up. Buckle the fuck
Oh my
up.
god! Oh my god! Yeah, get ready for Wolverines all day.
um but actually I just wanted, before we kind of move down from this point, is that I know I said before that I don't really care about standard all that much, and that's true. But I just feel in general that there's two things for me. Magic for me primarily is about the mechanics of the game. Like I enjoy the play pieces and I enjoy the game, and I love Commander because of like the politicking and stuff like that. Like there's things about Magic that I love that are is more technical. And I know a lot of players that have played for a very long time, have like are very attached to like the older arts and different the worlds and things like that. That to me isn't like the biggest reason why I like the game. Like I of course like I follow the story, and I feel like characters are cool and I'm excited like, oh shit, that character showed up again. Like, like I like any time a Johnny shows up. I'm glad that he didn't end up dying. But I'm not opposed to, if Optimus Prime is gonna be fighting Spider-Man, like as long as the game is still fun to play, as long as like the rules and the mechanics still work and like they keep coming up with cool new innovative like mechanics and just to keep it fresh and moving on like that, then I'm still all in for it because at the end of the day I just want to play the game and the game is fun, then the game is fun.
Yeah. 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 You could take all of that away and boil it down to just the fucking parts of it. And yeah, we're here for it's a puzzle. Every deck we build is a puzzle. Every game we play is a puzzle. And whatever picture the puzzle comes out when you're done with it doesn't matter because we had fun putting the puzzle together, I guess is like what you're saying. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here for the game. I enjoy all the art. I enjoy all the other aspects. But at the end of the day, when you're swinging at me with 12 damage and I'm at 8 life and I have 3/2/2s, but I have a card in hand that can do something, I don't care what creature's swinging at me. I don't care the name of it. I'm doing math and I'm doing puzzles, and that's
Yep.
what we're here for.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Maybe a controversial take, but yeah, I feel the same.
Yeah, so okay, when the first Universes Beyond came out, which was The Walking Dead, and there were literally people putting up videos like, I'm done with Magic, fuck this shit, get out of here. I didn't understand. Like, I don't care that there are other people in there. My biggest thing was, oh shit, these cards are going to be expensive and I want some. And that was my only upset with it. So as long as these cards are accessible and like these Marvel cards aren't super expensive and blah blah blah, fuck yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Plus, too, I think I'm pro. If these IPs get more people playing the game, or at least keep people incoming at the same rate that supposedly people are giving up on the game are leaving at, which I highly doubt. It's only ever growth during like the earnings reports.
Yeah, yeah, people don't give up drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just feel like I am selfishly I want to keep playing the game. So if I having more IPs will bring other people into the game, then like fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Just I want to keep playing the game. I want to be playing in 10 years and it's still going strong.
right. Plus, this was a pipe dream for a lot of people before Universes Beyond ever came out. Do you remember sitting around and being like, "Can you imagine if one day we had a Dark Souls set? Can you
Yeah, dude.
imagine if what?" Like we dreamt about this shit, and
What
now we get
colors
it.
would Gandalf be, dude? Like,
Yo, yeah, many conversations on that one,
yeah,
yeah, and they fucked that all up. But yeah, so I fuck it, man. I'm all for it. Actually, I'm excited for it. I'm excited. It'll
yeah,
be fun. And when they hit the Cosmere or Berserk or anything that we care about, suddenly it's the greatest thing in the world. We're blessed.
Warren. All right. Foundations spoilers. Have you followed along anything? Have you seen any spoilers whatsoever?
I went to the Mythic spoiler yesterday while I was sitting on the toilet there, and I looked over all of it. Are there any things? So there's a decent amount of cards spoiled. Is there anything in here you're surprised with or worried about?
No, I mean honestly, I feel like I'm impressed so far by like how all of the cards kind of embody like overarching the archetypes of each color. Like I could
Yeah,
see how this is a solid like, hey, these colors traditionally do these things, and like you'll always have access to it. It's always going to be easy to get these cards.
yeah,
Uh, so I like it's very bland. Obviously, like it's the most obvious. Oh my god, Shivan Dragon's an uncommon. Holy shit, we've come so far. Thank God. Thank fucking God. Um,
Phyrexian Arena is just always going to be in standard. That's
hell yeah,
fantastic.
dude. That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, but nothing is like scary or anything. There's just there's a couple things where I'm like, oh, that's cute, and that's about it. The one that
My,
I'm most excited for so far is Twin Flame Tyrant, the 5 mana 3/5 dragon. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, permanent opponent controls, it deals double that instead.
yeah,
Yeah, I just like those effects a lot. And having it on a 5 costed three, I mean, 3/5 isn't incredible for 5 mana, but also, it's flying and it's gonna deal double
six
damage
five.
if it hits.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
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 Twin Flame Tyrant's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. That's fucking, and then right next to it, the Mossborn Hydra, such a good card. My only concern is omniscience. Honestly, the more I'm thinking about it, um, the longer it's going to be in standard, the more people can abuse it. If there's any way to reanimate it on a turn 3 or
Yeah,
turn
cheat it
4,
out.
it's a really big problem because I just you can't trust blue players. They fucking ruin everything. So
That's true.
that's my only concern so far. Is I'm afraid that they're going to have to walk back on the omniscience, which is literally one of the first cards they showed in Foundations.
True.
Other than
I
that, I
like
mean, everything looks fair.
I like Arabo, the first Fang. I like that we're getting a version of the cat, not from the whatever year that was Commander decks.
Oh yeah, the omniscience one.
Other whenever it or another token cat you control non-token cat enters, create a 1/1 cat creature token. Nothing crazy, just more cat tribal support, which is cool. There's a great
Yeah.
dog in here that does something similar.
Huh.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
dog Best Boy is great. Yeah, where the fuck is that?
There's a oh my god, Helpful Hunter is an adorable cat. That's
Yeah.
awesome. All right. Fell at our savior. I don't
Oh,
see
it's
no
actually the
dog though.
Jumpstart one. I didn't realize it was Jumpstart.
Oh, okay. Go down there and see that one.
I mean, there's been some
Oh
banger
my god.
Jumpstart cards too.
Look at this artwork for the Llanowar elves. It's what version is this? What the fuck did this come from? Their showcase. It's an anime fucking Llanowar elves.
It's under
Oh,
Showcase,
yeah, yeah.
dude. Also, Arabo, the first Fang fucking Showcase version, literally is Aslan from Chronicles of Narnia. That's fucking sick,
Damn, I got it. Look at all this stuff. I don't even see that one yet.
dude. These
Oh my god.
showcases are fucking baller.
Yeah. Dude, the Liliana with the fucking veil on, the
Yeah,
Dreadhorde General with that veil on is mm,
dude. Even
it's
refute
wonderful.
that Sphinx like blowing fucking blue bullshit on that dude.
Oh yeah.
This is a
Ooh,
great
yeah.
podcast where we're just like grunting at cool art. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's sick. You can't
that
see this,
one's
but yeah, I love it.
yeah.
We're great
Fucking
at. We're so good at this.
yeah. This is this is
But
premier
also, look at
content.
Phyrexian Arena though. How terrifying that shit looks. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yeah. That elephant warrior just in terror. Oh my god, yeah. This is great. This is also good. Even like go down to the anime one of Think Twice. Like, yes.
Yes.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking.
All right.
Are those guitar shaman?
I don't know. Are those jutes? What kind of instrument is that
I don't
actually?
know,
I'm gonna
but I
call it a
like
jute.
it. I
Yeah.
fucking like it. Big
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. So okay, Foundations is a base set kind of thing. It's not very exciting in theory, and yet here we are gushing over it. So they did it right. They're like, this is
Yeah.
this is your vegetables for everything. It's not that exciting, but also we put cheese all over your vegetables, and we're like,
And you're like,
yeah,
oh fuck yeah, broccoli cheddar, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
yeah,
Give me that showcase fucking thing twice. Let's go.
yeah.
Or that dude, Bloodthirsty
Anime
Conqueror.
showcase.
Goddamn.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
Twin
No,
Flame Tyrant.
I know, dude. They're massive. They look
Some
massive.
fucking Monster Hunter shit. That's amazing.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
amazing. Great, great,
This,
great showcase arts on here.
yeah.
Love
The
it.
only one I don't like is Progenitus because it's mighty looking, but like that shot of like the original artwork of Progenitus in
In
the
like the
shadows.
distance. Yeah.
Yeah, just the horizon line highlighting that monstrosity. I don't think you can do it. It should have been that again. I don't think we should ever see it up close. Give us Progenitus from
Yeah.
far forever, you know. But no, that's good shit. A lot of Sacker do in this set, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for the full spoilers.
Yeah, yeah, fucking awesome shit. All right, cool.
Another card I wanted to point out that I really enjoyed is Takeo the Patient Avalanche from Jumpstart, which is a 3 and a blue legendary ninja turtle, but it's turtle ninja, so fuck them, they should reverse it. Also, I just want to take a side moment before I forget this, but I didn't realize that Wizards on the Captain Marvel, the Captain America card from the Secret Lair specifically ordered the pips red, white, and blue because that's not usually how they're like displayed on cards.
Right, they go the Wooburg typically.
Yes. So I didn't even catch that until I saw a comment on Reddit and I was like, oh dude, fuck yeah, that's even better. Like such a simple
Yeah,
change, but like it hits.
yeah, that's they know what they're doing. They're doing it.
Anyway, Ninja Turtle, uh 4/5 enters the battlefield tapped. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it didn't die, scry 1, put a 1/1 counter on Takeo. Whenever Takeo attacks, you may pay a Demir hybrid. When you do, target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. I think this is a pretty cool card. It's nice
Yeah.
frog support. It's nice ninja support. That's not Yuriko.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame it enters tapped, but it does enough things to where you can get around that, you know?
He's a fucking patient avalanche, my guy. He's patient.
Patient avalanche. Fucking hell yeah. I when I saw this card originally, I was like, oh shit, this is going in frogs. This is frog shit. Because I thought it had the Simic hybrid at the bottom. And
Mm,
now that I have it pulled up real close, I noticed that is the mirror. So bummer, but fucking hell yeah.
looks like you're gonna have to make those Sultai frogs after all.
Yeah, yeah. God, no, no. I've done enough. I gotta stop wasting my time on frogs. The amount of time and money
Yeah.
on these fucking
8 months
frogs.
later, you're still like, all right, we got white in there too. It's 5 colors now.
Yeah, and I finally settled down and I was happy with it. And they fucking banned. They
Nadu.
banned Nadu. What? That's
Yeah.
the card I'm most upset with. Like, take all my jeweled notices, but Nadu. Come on, man. Frogs. Yeah.
And the
Um,
last one,
hit me.
Shrufus Sproutshire. I sent you this card. Fucking
Just
adorable. Fucking legendary Saproling. It's
the
3 mana for
name.
1/1 with trample, and whenever a Saproling deals the combat damage to player, create that many 1/1 Saprolings.
Yeah,
That's literally, yeah, like that's dope.
yeah, yeah. So much sapperling love, but still no fungus. I need
Yeah.
fungus. I love his name, Shrufus, the Sprout Sire, and his flavor text is his laughter, and everything else about him was infectious, and I love that. Yeah, they're doing it. Great artwork. Oh, oh, the
You see the
little
little
tiny.
ones?
Oh, I didn't see that last time.
Uh,
Look at them. They're. Oh my god. Okay, they nailed that one.
just from cuteness alone, I feel like somebody needs to build that.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's powerful. Now, but the question is, do you run it and it's mono green, or do you put like slime foot or something?
Oh, and just put it in the 99.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I feel like, for ease of building a deck, obviously adding another color is probably better. Mono green
then
is it can be rough. I mean, you have all the
then
ramp
true.
in the world, but then it's like you have no board wipes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and if you're fucking with a bunch of little ones, you
Yeah.
at some point you might need to wipe the board. Ooh. All right.
Yeah,
Um.
this drop crater hoof. GG.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. There's still ways, but it'll be a little harder as a mono green. That's for sure. Because typically mono green, you want the biggest baddies you got.
Yeah.
This is the opposite. What do you think of the new Tiny Bones? So Tiny Bones Burglar is 1 and a black, 1/3. So it's a 2 mana 1/3. He is legendary. Does not have Death Touch, notably. And whenever an opponent discards a card, exile it from their graveyard with a stash counter on it. During your turn, you may play cards you don't own with stash counters on them from exile, and mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells. You can also pay 4 mana and tap him to each opponent discards a card, activate only as a sorcery. I don't think he's anywhere near as powerful as the other Tiny Bones.
I don't love it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
love it. He's a, yeah, I like the OG Tiny Bones better. Um, Plus, I've played a couple different iterations of the steal your opponent's cards like mechanic
Yeah.
over time, and I find the only one that I really like is the one that just casts whatever off the top of their like library, because it's like
Yeah.
feels chaotic and you never know what you're gonna get and it's fun. I don't like the whole like I just feel like they're gonna discard something trash. You're not gonna need it. You're never gonna really play anything with the stash counters on it. Obviously, you're playing it in a deck where you're making them discard more, so you're trying to like snag some like better stuff. But I've never really been a fan of that mechanic all that much.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of feel bad, like the Tegrid and everything, where I don't know. Oh damn, that drinking last night is getting me right now. My
Oh yeah,
God. Um, but yeah, I don't like the discarding stuff. It's a feel bad moment. But you're right, taking something off someone's library is totally okay. But if you take it from their hand, it's a problem. Um, I I like that there's another stash counter card. So we got more stash counters. Um, 10. Okay, so let's read this with the idea that there's your opponent is playing that red card that gives stash counters. Whenever an opponent discards during your turn, you may play cards you don't own with stash counters on them from exile. So if just coincidentally your opponent is putting stash counters on stuff, then you can play them. Is that a thing? Stash counter MTG. Images, come on. So glittering stockpile can put stash counters, but it puts them on the card to count for mana, so that isn't something that plays with him. There's also Hoarder's Overflow, which is the one I'm thinking of, one in a red. It says whenever Hoarder's Overflow enters and whenever you expend 4, put a stash counter on it. So no, that doesn't work either. Okay. All right. I was just curious if you could fucking somehow play other stash counters, because it doesn't say that, cards that he put stash counters on. It literally just says if they have
yeah,
stash
but
counters
that you
for
don't
exile.
own.
So yeah. So all right, we did it. We did the research. We just found
Mm,
no, that doesn't work like that yet until they release another
yeah.
card that does that.
Uh,
Okay.
Speaking of things changing, any other foundational things from you?
No, I'm excited to see what else they got, but I'll be waiting.
All right. So speaking of changes, damage assignment changes. So you mentioned before the cast that you have not heard anything about this.
No, not a headline, not nothing. What the fuck are they doing with our damage?
Okay. So right now, the way damage assignment works is that I say such and such a creature is attacking. Then on the blocker step, you say, okay, these two creatures are blocking. And then I say, all right, well, I'm going to deal, you block with a 3/3 and a 2. I have a 4/4. You block with a 3/3 and a 2/2. So I say, well, I want to kill the 3/3, and then the rest of the damage is going to go into the 2/2. Um, and then you assign damage, which all would be to the one creature, whatever. I get priority, you get priority. You could cast a pump spell on the thing that I'm gonna kill to save it, and we move to damage this assignment at the end of combat. Boom, 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 and then things happen. What they're changing it to now is that you no longer have an opportunity to respond after the attacker chooses how to assign the damage. So I'll say, hey, this creature's attacking. You say, okay, well, these two creatures are blocking. And then after that, I say, well, I'm going to deal the damage to this one, and there's no more chance to respond after that.
Okay, so I I attack with that 4/4. You're blocking with the 3/3 and the 2/2. I declare block attacks. You declare blocks as the 2/2 takes damage first, and then the 3/3 takes it second.
Well, you would choose right now. I just say these two creatures are blocking.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right. That's how magic works, huh? Okay,
Yeah.
so I choose it to kill the 3/3, um, and then I can't pump them.
Yeah,
Like once
no.
I choose, I can no longer do the pump after blocks are declared.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to go pull up the
What the fuck? Wait, but that's how you pump. No.
well, yeah, now you'll just have to pump whichever one you definitely want to survive.
Oh. As the blocker, you can't, once damage is happening, you can't then pump before. It's just once you declare blocks, you can't pump. Is that correct?
Yes.
Because that I don't like that at all. As a very heavy combat player, by golly, that's how I do it.
Yeah, so the damage assignment now happens like after priority is passed, and so you can't respond. So like, exactly in the situation, you have a 3/3, you have a 2/2. So now you'll have to just assume, hey, I want my 3/3 to live, so let me use my giant growth on that. Um
I don't
and
like that at
then
all.
now it's time for me to assign damage. I see that you have a 6/6. I see you have your 2/2. Well, I'm going to choose to kill the 2/2 and just eat the 6/6.
Hmm.
And then there's one more slight change with this is that you no longer have to deal lethal damage to a creature before you can assign more damage to another one.
The fuck are they smoking over there? What the fuck is this shit?
So
That's not the combat I know.
doesn't that I believe that's kind of how death touch works already, where
Yeah. Yeah.
one damage is considered lethal. So yeah, now you could choose to deal, well, you're blocking with three things, so instead I'm going to deal two damage to each of them, or one damage to each of them, and none of them die, rather than previously where you had to say like, all right, well then, three damage to this thing, and then the other two damage go to this thing, and nothing touches the last one.
I guess you can find other ways to be really tricky. Like if you have a card in hand that says deal one damage to all creatures, and you swing in with a 5/5, and they block with a bunch of shit, you can now do it where everybody's left at one life, and then you can cast your spell that deals one damage to everything. So I'm sure that as crafty as we are, we will always find a way to make this work and to get sneaky with it. But that's a big change. That really is. I know they're doing this to streamline it a little bit and kind
That's
of,
exactly what they said.
yeah, that's what it sounds like. Of like, listen, once I block, I don't want to have to fucking have another option. I blocked, what happens? And I get that, but this is gonna be a hard change for me personally.
Yeah, I saw a couple comments on Reddit basically saying like both people that are new and people that are in franchise, like this kind of seems like the way kitchen table magic has been kind of like run anyway. Not with maybe with the damage assignment like being spread out, but at least in the fact that like, I mean, we don't really play with any like combat tricks, honestly. We play mostly commander. Very, very rarely is there a combat trick. Most of the time it's like, oh, I give this thing protection so it doesn't get zapped. But like, when's the last time somebody played a giant's growth or, whatever, like, oh, gotcha, like here's a giant's growth, like that sort of thing. I just feel like it
I
doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, it's got to be the deck to do it in Commander. Like I'm building Xantra right now, and I put a few cards in there that give just instants that give a creature double strike or give a creature double damage, um, double power or whatever. Um, but like that's one deck that I have out of 11 or some shit. So that's fair.
No. So yeah, interesting changes. Um, um, I'm interested to see, and this comes in play with like foundations, I guess. So we might as well just start playing it ourselves now, like it's officially the rules as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned. But
yeah. I'll watch a
I'm gonna
video
keep an
on it.
eye out during our games to see if it actually becomes relevant at all.
Yeah,
And I'm not gonna tell anybody that we're playing with because I feel like most of the people we play with probably won't be aware of this. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not quite sure. But
I mean, I wasn't aware of this,
well, yeah,
so
exactly. It just we'll see. But
yeah.
I feel like it won't affect much.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, it's good to know. I'm not exactly happy with it, but I'm sure the same when they changed the mulligan rules that after a few months I won't even remember what it was like before. So
Yeah. One actually, but speaking of mulligan rule, one mulligan I saw on Reddit that I thought was cool, maybe we could try one day, is they draw 10. They'll draw 10 and then put 3 away.
I like it. And none of us do combo, so it's not like
Yeah.
that'll facilitate combo
But even
players. So
we still right now the way we run it is like just mulligan until you get 3 lands. So
yeah, yeah.
I feel
So
like
this is
that's just as generous.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
I
I
like
almost wish
it.
that was the real mulligan rule because that seems like, you know what I mean? Like much better chance of not getting a shit ass hand.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try that. That's pretty cool, actually.
Let's
Hmm.
do it. Next time we play, let's give it a try a couple games and see what we think.
Deal. I'm down. All right.
Word. All right. So then more Vegas news. We had a bunch of, random shit kind of coming out. First I wanted to bring up is the SpongeBob SquarePants secret lair that they announced. Thoughts on
What are your thoughts
SpongeBob
on that?
SquarePants secret?
You hit me first.
Yeah, damn.
What do we got?
Dude, listen, drinking for me too. Um, it's just like the Fortnite secret lair for me. I don't really play Fortnite. Well, if SpongeBob does something cool, or Sandy or Squidward or whatever, like word, I don't know if I'll ever build a commander deck around them, but it is what it is. I just probably won't be something I buy, and that's fine. And that's what secret lairs are about. You don't always have to like buy them. But if you want to
Yeah.
build your fucking Patrick deck, then you be my guest.
You just do Starfish Tribal.
Yeah.
All right. I agree with you on that very much. It is what it is. I'm not upset about it. Okay, so maybe I'm a little more excited. I do want to see these cards. I love very colorful cards, and I'm sure these are going to be, just color vomit.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
it'll be fun. Listen, we all grew up with SpongeBob. We all know all the shit about SpongeBob. So if they do, interesting or flavorful lore stuff, like the one thing I said immediately when you messaged me this was, I hope Patrick and SpongeBob have friends forever mechanic.
Yeah.
They're friends forever. But also I know they really shouldn't because you can't have SpongeBob
Stupid.
and Patrick in the fucking. Well, I mean, they did that with Frodo and Samwise, so
Yeah.
maybe, maybe. But if this is just like a 5 card secret lair, I don't know if they're going to do that. Um, but I honestly, I'm excited. You can't I'm not phased by the weird shit anymore. Like, I think Mark said yesterday, he was like, "Well, the next one's going to be a Bluey fucking special." And sure, yeah,
Fuck
give
it.
me a Bluey
Yeah.
one also. Yeah, I don't care who's on my battlefield.
Then you
The
could
goal is to
finally
kill
murder
them all.
Bluey.
Yeah, yeah, that's what. Lightning bolt the dog, please. Is it a dog, right? Please, the dog.
Yeah. All right.
Shit.
So the next set I believe that's coming out to standard is the racing set. I think it's officially the name was revealed as Aether Drift. Yeah, I saw that face too.
Yeah.
um,
Oh,
but I will say though that there's two things. There's a card and a new thing for that's coming out, and I'm interested to see the set because of this. So we're getting I don't know if we're gonna get a cycle of Gear Hulks, but there's at least one Gear Hulk that's been revealed. Because I think it's pretty safe to say that part of this race takes place on Kaladesh, which they announced previously, I believe. Um, but it is green, green, white, white for a 4/4 artifact creature. First strike trample. When it enters, you may search your library for up to 2 artifact, creature, or enchantments with mana value 1 or less. Reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle.
That's a useless card for me. What are you doing with this card? Because you look like you're
Grabbing,
scheming.
oh yeah, Soul Ring and I don't know,
I
something.
know you'd say Mana Crypt, but
It would have been Mana Crypt. I
it
would
would have
imagine if
been.
you could just grab your Mana Crypt Soul Ring off of
So,
this guy.
something, yeah, turn 4, go get both of your fucking best rocks. Yeah. You just get a 5 mana jump every turn 4.
I did see there were some combos on Reddit I saw like of cool things you can pull. Um, but I just like the design, you know what I mean? Like I feel like just a 4/4 for 4 with first strike and trample is like pretty decent, you know what I mean? Like by itself. And then the fact that you can go grab like, your 1 or 0 cost spells is pretty cool. I don't know, I just think it's going to be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that'll be really good. I don't know, for fucking, yeah, for people who are looking to do shit. Like, as for me, that's useless. I don't, I can't even grab a Bucknard's Everfull purse with that thing. You know what I mean?
It's
So,
not for you.
not, yeah, yeah, not for me. But, I mean, it's powerful.
Yeah, it'll
The thing
be
is, what artifacts are they planning on in standard to grab? Like, there's going to be artifacts in that set that you're supposed to go grab. So, what artifacts are they printing? That's the question.
yeah, no, that'll be very good to know, especially because I mean, damn, I'm just thinking, I'm sorry, I just got sidetracked thinking about like the cycle. Is it going to be 2-color cycle for all of them, like your Hulks
Uh,
with 2-color cycle? That's kind of cool.
oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm sure they'll only do 5. I wonder what 5 colors.
Oh, somebody
Oh,
on Reddit said Sigarda's Aid and Colossus Hammer.
okay. I'm just checking to see if Hand of Vecna and Eye of Vecna are in this, and no, they are 3 and 2. Because that's like my go-to. I'd go get the Hand and Eye of Vecna, dog,
Yeah.
but that's not working. All right, I
The
tried.
the other thing that is going to debut in this set, which we have no details on besides the art and the frame, is the Aether Spark is going to be the first equipment planeswalker.
Like a Planeswalker that gets equipped, or
Legendary artifact planeswalker equipment is
oh, it's in the oof,
it is a planeswalker that you can apparently equip to something like an equipment.
kind of like Syl will be when they do the Cosmere.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. So I don't know what the fuck that shit's gonna do, but that sounds kind of fucking cool.
Yeah. Holy shit, that's wild. Mute
Yeah,
buttons are great.
nice. That's so good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Uh,
that's interesting. Aether Spark is kind of cool. We'll see.
so that opens up like eventually they'll be like, well, no, because a planeswalker enchantment is literally just a planeswalker with a static. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah,
Well,
maybe a
I mean,
planeswalker fucking saga, and then that way, while you're doing, you have 3 turns to do your shit, and then he dies no matter what. You know?
that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It
There's
was
no ult. Really good negatives, and then he dies after 3
just
turns no
yeah,
matter.
dies.
This ways.
So yeah, that'll be cool.
That's
Either
cool.
Drift. We'll see.
Either
Better
draft.
name.
I'm
The
not saying
uh the next thing is something that I just wanted to clarify because I didn't catch this at first. And I didn't realize it till like after the fact, is that the first Marvel set is going to be Spider-Man. It's not just going to be like Marvel heroes in general. It's like Marvel Spider-Man.
that. Oh, well, I mean, so then that means there's going to be a lot more Marvel coming out then.
Well, yeah, so I believe they announced that there were going to be 2 tentpole Marvel sets, I believe. Now, I assumed it would be like here's some of the heroes and villains and then here's more heroes and villains. But with the announcement that the first one is, Spider-Man specifically, I wonder, like, is the next one going to be like Avengers, or like is the next one going to be like X-Men? You know what I mean? Like, so I was a little surprised that it was just Spider-Man. There's plenty of characters in Spider-Man, but also like Universes Beyond Secret Lair is kind of a tease now that we're not getting any of those.
Yeah. I'm excited for his thick ant card. Give me that thick ant card.
She's like a 2/8.
Yeah, yes, please. Please.
um and the last little bit of news I wanted to bring up was they announced that there's another Lorwyn got pushed officially. So Lorwyn was supposed to come out this upcoming year. And now it's no longer coming up. And what's replacing it is an unannounced Universes Beyond set. So one more.
Unannounced.
Yeah.
Just unannounced. Just
It's
then.
unannounced. We don't
It's
know anything
coming, but
about
nobody
it.
knew what it is.
I saw some
Yeah.
pretty cool speculation on Reddit that hey, it could be Avatar because Nickelodeon made the deal with the SpongeBob, so who's to say it's not Avatar? And Avatar would fit really well.
My big thing about all of these is like there's a lot. There's a lot coming out. Like I keep saying, I have no issues with Universe Beyond, but this is a lot of them.
Yeah.
I guess it helps though, because Magic has to forge every single set from the start. IP, story, blah blah blah. It must be nice to get a little bit of like a template already of like
Yeah.
here's all your content already. Just make the cards. All you gotta do is make cards. So
Here's
it's
all
it's
this
probably
evidence about how this character acts and what it can do.
right, right. And then they just make it. So I'm the money they're spending on the IPs is the money they're saving on R&D, and then they make more money because the IP sells it better.
Yeah.
It's a win-win. I get it, but also not that I'm complaining. I'm just pointing out that's a lot. There's a lot of fucking universes beyond. Um,
I would, if I were to throw my hat in the ring, I'd obviously want Cosmere, or I mean, I would spend an ungodly amount of money on a Harry Potter set. I know Strixhaven basically means that that's not gonna happen, but still, like, help
that
me.
don't mean shit. They could do it.
Give
They
me
could
the
do
Harry
it.
Potter fucking set,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Harry Potter and Elden Ring. Now, I personally would say Dark Souls, but I know Dark Souls is not as popular as Elden Ring is. So if they do Elden
Or
Ring,
you
I'll be
could
okay with
do
that.
like just like from soft games, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's my my ever hope. Uh, yeah, that's the only one really that I could think of. There's no other IPs. I'm like, that's what I need. Unless they do like a no, I don't want that. Never mind. I was gonna say like you could do something like an It's Always Sunny, but I don't I don't want the trash man as a card,
Yeah.
So that's where
Um
I'll draw.
yeah, it needs to have some kind of fantasy element, I guess, to make a full set around it at least. If not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Star Wars. Just Jesus Christ,
They'll never
imagine.
do it.
I
Star
know, but
Wars won't
still,
ever. Yeah.
imagine.
I'm not a big
Um
Star Wars guy, so
so you're not gonna like the space opera set that's coming out this year.
no, I love space. I've never. I'm sure I would love Star Wars. I've just never invested in it before, so it's not something that touches you know, my tickle bone there.
All right, and then we're coming up on an hour, so we have one more topic to kind of cover. Last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, we had mentioned struggling. We're almost there. We're almost there, buddy. We had mentioned color combinations that we don't generally play. I mentioned that mine was Boros. You were blue, right? Mono blue.
Yes.
And I think we both come to a conclusion about what deck. Now you're actually building the deck, correct? Like actually in progress.
Yeah, I this is the problem is that I tell myself I'm only doing it a little bit and then I get so excited I fucking go all in. So yes, I'm about to finish the full 100 card list and then start ordering them so I can play this.
Word. All right. So, do you want to reveal to the audience what you chose?
Sure. Sure. Let me pull it up here. I will pull it up on the screen. Just we haven't pulled a single card up on the screen, but
Nope. Just talked
this
about
one the
it.
world
Yeah.
needs
Well,
to
this one
see.
has
Yeah.
to for obvious reasons.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see here. I think this is how we do it. And then I think I go like this. Did it do it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, this is as good as it gets. I am going to be building Goldberry River Daughter. Um, so when this card was released, oh yeah, when
Yep.
this card was released, I fucking fell in love with it. This is just the best of the shit. Um, and the problem is her. What? Okay, Goldberry does. She is a 2 mana, 1/3. You can tap her to move a counter of each kind not on Goldberry from another target permanent onto her. Then you can pay 1 blue and tap her to move one or more counters from Goldberry onto another permanent you control. If you do, draw a card. So it's very weird what you can do with her. You can only do it one time a turn. Um, but what I've learned is it's any permanent. It's very rare that you can do any permanent, and it's any counters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use her to tap and untap and tap and untap her as many times as I can in a turn, while moving not stash counters, charge counters from artifacts all around. Because a lot of charge counters are saying like when you can remove 3 charge counters from this artifact and take an extra turn. And then this other one says you can remove 3 counters from it and destroy a permanent. Another one says remove 3 counters, make a 4/4. So you got to remove them, but you got to
Yeah.
get them. There's also a lot of cards that enter and make a whole bunch, and at the beginning of each upkeep you make them, and whenever you draw a card you make it, and whenever. So my goal is put out a bunch of things that are very powerful, and in one turn, tap her to remove them from the one that doesn't matter, untap her, tap her again to move it to one that I can then remove them to take an extra turn. And then on my next turn, I can tap her to remove them off that because there's still 7 on there. And I make 2 because this one makes it on upkeep. And then move it over here. And it's going to be this like little conveyor belt of charge counters and also saga counters. That way, sagas are counting up, and then I can remove them from the saga, and then that saga will just keep on counting up. And it's very movie and
Very movie. Very movie. So movie.
it's not how I like to play Magic, but I think if I build it in my style, this will be a lot of fun. It's not going to be that powerful, but just to have this lady in my command zone and not be building around countering and drawing cards with blue, I'm very excited for this one. So
Yeah, that
that's
seems like a lot of fun.
yeah,
Are you running
that's how I
proliferate?
build the blue. Yes, a lot of proliferate.
Tech
Actually,
duel? You
tech
do run
tool.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, hell
I
fucking
already
yeah,
have a
dude.
tech tool too, so I don't even have to buy one. It's just sitting in a fucking case somewhere waiting for me. So yeah, and I'm not going to do any infect or any of that stuff. I'm going to try not to do any of like the that shit. Like what's the other counters? I don't know. I'm just trying to stay charged in Saga is ultimately what it comes down to. Just like planeswalkers, I'm not going to fuck with planeswalkers too much or any of that shit. So that's what I got.
Word.
Yeah, that's my blue. How about you, man? What are you
Uh,
doing with your Boros?
so I decided to choose Cadric Soul Kindler. Um,
Okay.
2 red and white for a 3/4/3 dwarf wizard. The legend rule doesn't apply to tokens you control. Whenever another non-token legendary permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that. A copy of it. That token gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step.
What the fuck is this from? That is
Yeah,
so
this
cool.
is I want to say this is from one of the Dungeons and Dragons sets. Let's look.
Okay.
Oh, it's Dominaria United.
Oh, it's a commander card.
Yeah, did not
Interesting.
realize that. Yeah, that's cool. So when I was looking through all the Boros commanders, like my problem is like, listen, Boros, obviously one of them is go wide, kind of like lots of little fucking little blips and blops and you're poking people. I already have that in my Caesar deck covered by Mardu and to a lesser extent in my Jeskai deck. So like that's kind of already taken care of that. The other thing that Boros loves to do is equipment based things. And I was like, I'm gonna build Captain America like 100%. There's no doubt about it. So I'm gonna have that through Captain America, so I don't really need to worry about that, and I don't want to do that again more than once. And then like cycling through everything else, I was like, really, there's not like too much left, and I did consider this guy over here, Gerard, Weatherlight Hero,
Yep.
um, like as like a board wipe tribal, which I thought would be kind of cool. But I'm kind of already building that in Golgari right now with the wolf. So then I
Yeah,
was like,
I'm
what the
excited for that one.
yeah, that's going to be a real fucking pain in the ass. That's what I told Connor. I'm building something that's going to kind of like directly counter that indestructible deck he has. Not intentionally, mind you. I'm not building it intentionally to counter that. I'm just saying it's going to be loaded with sacrifice and exile. So it's like the
Yeah,
perfect antithesis to fucking indestructible board wipe bullshit. But anyway,
yeah,
so yeah, so then I saw this guy, and I have always loved Legendary Matters things, as you've seen throughout the years. I've built Sisay, I've built Joda. Um, what other legendary? There was one other that I built as well. So I've always liked Legendary Matters. So I'm really enjoying the idea of like Legendary Matters, but limited to Boros. Whereas, the other ones were like 5 color and it was so easy to put like a bunch of bullshit in there.
yeah. Joda was
Um,
wild.
yeah, Joda was and it gets kind of boring, but at least this is more of like a build around type I'm gonna be abusing like ETBs and death triggers. Um like, make a copy of Aurelia War Leader and then she attacks the original copy and this copy and you get 2 extra combats after that. And that's kind of cool.
Right. Uh, uh,
Or
yeah, I mean, is there any way to keep the tokens? Like, can you put like the end turn
yep,
artifact and like just try to
Sundial.
keep them? And
Sundial's going
yeah,
in.
yeah. I guess you really don't need to keep them. I guess that's like because you just want the legendary ETBs, you want the attack, you want
Yeah, but
whatever,
I
and then
mean, listen,
once you
it's
use
not
them,
going
you
to
lose
hurt
them. You know.
to put Sundial in there though. Just if you keep them cool, but it's not built
Yeah.
around keeping them. But if I can
Right.
keep an extra, 5/5 dragon or whatever the fuck, then I will. And then also myriad effects too. Just they
Ooh, I like
now
that.
I don't lose them. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna do legendary creature matters, Cadric Soul Kindler.
I love that. That is very cool. Little Jelly, this is this is
Yeah,
cool
this is
as
a good
shit.
one. Yeah. And very me, still very me, but in colors that I don't usually fuck with. As I say
Yeah.
colors I don't usually fuck with, I'm realizing now that I have 2 Jeskai decks and a Mardu deck and a third Jeskai deck kind of coming. And it's like, damn, I do love the Boros color, but it needs a little extra.
It's like that one friend you really enjoy hanging out with, but you never hang out solo. There's always got to be a
Yeah,
third
you
person, you
need
know?
to dilute it a little.
Yeah, that's fucking great. Well, that's pretty cool. It's honestly so he kind of like a balloon, the balloon Jolly Balloon Man, but
Exactly. Except
honestly better.
yeah, not 1/1s. And the
Yeah,
Jolly Balloon Man will also go in here too.
yeah.
Yeah, why
Ooh.
not?
All right,
Why
yeah, I
not
like that.
get in there all the way?
Shit. All right, that's pretty cool. Nice.
So that was my pick.
Now the question is, are you actually building it, or are you just gonna theorize it, kind of list it up, and maybe put it on the back burner in
Depends.
case one day you're bored?
Depends how much it is. Honestly, if I feel like I can build it on a budget, then I'm just gonna do it because a lot of the cards are like if a lot of the cards are like 40-50 cents and it costs $50 total. Cool. But I haven't really dived into like I don't know if any legendaries are like must have, but I don't know if there's any support pieces. We'll see. Long story short, we'll
Yeah,
see. But since you're
yeah,
building Goldberry, I'm much more likely to build this, and I'm actually kind of excited about it. So, you know me, when I get excited about something, I'm probably gonna build it.
yeah. I hear you. That's it. It's like even. Build, if all you want to spend is 50, spend the 50 and just proxy those three or four $20 cards. Because when I build um, Goldberry, I'm gonna proxy two cards
Yeah,
while I play her because I'm not dropping $40 on a fucking card for a deck that I don't even know if it's gonna work.
we keep it.
Um,
Yeah,
and then if I like it, I order it.
yeah, that's it.
That's how it goes. Um, there is one card I do want to shout out with Goldberry, and it's the Millennium Calendar. Um,
Yes.
so I guess let me pull it up and read it. I won't put it on screen, but let me just find it. The Millennium, because that's honestly that was when I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna build. Um, yeah, it was the card that set it over. Okay, so the Millennium Calendar is from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I guess I can put it on screen. Here we go. Bop, add to the stage. Go to the Millennium. Okay, we're getting good at this, bro. All right, so the Millennium Calendar is a one mana legendary artifact. Whenever you untap one or more permanents during your untap step, put that many time counters on the Millennium Calendar. You can pay 2 mana to tap it, double the number of time counters on the Millennium Calendar. And then it says when there are 1,000 or more counters on the Millennium Calendar, sacrifice it, and each opponent loses 1,000 life. So between proliferate and being able to tap and untap Goldberry a few times, I hope that I get to win with this one time. That's my goal. So
I want to see you win with that.
yeah, that would be great. That would be a great time.
I agree. I want to see that happen, like legitimately.
What I know will happen is someone's gonna wait until it hits, like the abilities on the
98.
stack to get it. Yeah, and as I tap it to get that final, someone's just gonna remove it, and that's fine because they just used removal on a 1 mana fucking artifact. So
Hell
fuck out
yeah.
of here. Uh, I have a quick what is it, fun or trash for you before we sign out here
Okay.
because I'm curious your thoughts on this card. Here we go. I will put it onto the screen. So in Zamone, there is a card called Oversimplify. It is
Okay.
3 green blue, and it says exile all creatures. Each player creates a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token and puts a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the total power of creatures they control that were exiled this way. So it's an exile all creatures, but everybody keeps the same amount of power on their board, but with one creature. Now, this is something that Simic cannot and does not do, is a board wipe in Simic. So it's cool. I've had it in my hand a few times when I've been playing Zamone. I have not casted it because at the end of the day, if someone has one or two really big creatures and I cast this, they just have one huge creature. So I don't know if this is worth it because you can wipe a board, or if it's 5 mana to literally keep everything on the fucking board just rearranged. Thoughts?
I think it's fun.
Okay.
Is it the greatest board wipe? Like, should you be running like Cyclonic Rift over this? Absolutely. But like there's actually a decent number of board wipey things in blue. But I like this card because the tokens, first of all, it's exiling them. So
Yeah.
mass exile is something more that white does. Blue is more of the bounce kind of thing. So exile in these colors is pretty dope. And I'm thinking about when somebody has, hey, listen, just brought up before, Connor's deck of indestructible bullshit
Mm,
monsters.
yeah.
Exile gets around all that. And then also the tokens don't have any like abilities. So, okay, cool. You have like a 92/92, but also it can be blocked by a 1/1 and doesn't do anything.
Right.
Or my one removal spell will now get rid of all the power on your board. So, in addition to the fact that you cast the board wipe, but like any player now can handle that threat. Um, Type of
Yeah.
deal. So I
Yeah.
think it's fun. There's better choices, but I think it's fun.
Okay. Yeah, because then when I saw it in my hand, I was super excited. I'm like, oh my god, this is an exile board wipe. I can't believe it. I can't wait to cast it. And then every time I went to cast it, I was like, no, Connor's still gonna have an 11/11. Melissa's now gonna have one massive creature. So I kept on having to hold off, but I'm waiting for the time when it will really pay off. And then you're blue. You can bounce shit. So make everyone
Yeah.
make tokens and bounce those too. I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was a weird card, and it's never. This is the first time it was ever printed, so I was curious. Fuck yeah, man!
Fun.
Magic the Gathering, eh?
Hell yeah. Big fan. Magic Gathering podcast.
Yeah, we should start one day. All right. Yeah. All right. I am gonna go get some food in my fucking
Hell
stomach,
yeah.
bro. I am dying over here, and Taylor Ham Egg and Cheese is calling my name. But I got to go find one. I don't. The one near me is meh. I wanna.
We have
I
to
want
drive
one
to New
that's.
Jersey then.
I know. And then fucking Firehouse burned down. I'm waiting for them to open up because that's the best spot in all of
Yeah.
America. In all of America.
All right. I think
On
that's
that
the bottom
note,
of the glass.
bottom of the glass. All right, man. Listen, these were good ones. This is a lot of news. Magic the Gathering went hard, so
Yeah.
I'm glad we got here and we fucking gave everyone our opinion.
They needed to know.
They need to know. Well, you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take it easy.
Take it easy.